Hey, what's up you guys? Yes, I am back here again with another review, and as you can tell from the title, it is of Coco, the new Disney pulling at your heartstrings film. And I watched this film about a week ago. I just haven't had time to make a video for you guys, but I still remember this film vividly as quite surprisingly, because I had tears in my eyes and I couldn't really see the screen very well. But I still remember some of the stuff and main points that I took away from this film. So let's get on to it. Now, Coco is based around Day of the Dead, which usually happens on November the 1st, and it's a Mexican tradition. Now, I didn't really know a lot about Day of the Dead. I did the Sugar Skulls and in art, and I think in year 9, so we kind of learned a little bit of a backstory of what it was, but it was mainly here's Sugar Skulls. We didn't focus on sort of the relatives and the traditions really about it. It was just more we got a little bit of a backstory. Now here's the Sugar Skulls. So watching this film, it really educated me on the whole sort of Mexican culture, and especially this tradition. Now, I think many people have took away that as well, that it was very educational in that matter. And I've seen many reviews that say that as well. So I'm not the only one that learned things about it, about the Mexican culture and about Day of the Dead. Now, this is also a very good thing for me, I think, because with many films, except for Moana and Aladdin, Disney films kind of show a white person. I'm not trying to be, I don't want to get slammed for this, but they kind of do, and they don't really represent other cultures very well. And I think with this film, it's going to educate children so much on that there is so much about Mexican culture, and that there are other cultures out there, and to teach them about different traditions and different values as well. I think this was a very clever move from Disney. But I do think also with that, many children will be educated about Day of the Dead and probably may be interested in it because of how colourful and vibrant it looks, so they may actually kind of look into it a little bit more. However, I do think it starts at sort of age 10 where the educational factor comes in, because I think the 6-year-olds and all of that, I think it will go over their heads, because it is quite a complex matter of, you put these pictures up and then they come over from the other side, and it's I think that part may just go over their heads. And I think for younger children, it may not educate them much, but I think watching it when they're a little bit older, it may start to educate them more, because I do think, especially from what I'm sitting with, in the audience I was sitting with my mate who's the same age as me, and I was sitting around with the other children and their parents around. The younger ones laughed at the dog with the long tongue and really upset at the end. There was some kids that would go, "Mum, I don't want him to die," and it's I feel the same as you, because I'm crying, and that kid's crying, the mum's crying, everything's crying. There are some kids that are sort of more prone to understanding. I do understand that, but I think they will get more of the comedy aspects from it and the laughs and the giggles from the dog, whilst we'll get the laughs and the giggles because I laughed at that dog is so cute, but they will get more of the educational value from what this film is. Now, as a Disney film, it's the same old, it tugs at your heartstrings. I was crying, and usually I watch a Disney film just to see if I still have emotions, and I definitely had emotions with this film. Now, as a Disney fan goes, I'm not really much a Disney fan. I will watch the occasional, I don't know, Wreck-It Ralph, I think that's Pixar though, but I watch Beauty and the Beast. I've literally got their pop figures over there. I do like Disney films, but I'm not watching them all the time. I only watch them occasionally just to see if I still have emotions. But with this one, I think I was just in love with it, and I will watch it probably again in the cinema, maybe when there's not many kids around, because they were kicking my chair, which really annoyed me. But I just loved this film. It's such a beautiful, well-crafted film that I'm sitting there and I'm watching it and I'm like, oh my god. And I can understand why it's got an Oscar nomination for the best animated film. Don't get me wrong, I do think Lego Batman was snubbed. However, even if it was in the category, I do think Coco will win, and well deserving win, basically, because it is such a well-crafted film. It's got a beautiful, emotional, but also just lovable story, and it's got amazing characters that you love, and that are not all of them are well developed, but you still feel connection with them. You still go, oh, don't be harsh, Miguel, to your family. Oh, Coco, and it's just, oh, Coco, I can't mention her. But it's such a hard-hitting, well-crafted, animated film that I can understand why the Mexican culture and the Mexican people who have given reviews to it have really loved it, and has said that it actually paid a lot of respect to what Day of the Dead is. Now, this is the part where there's spoilers, because I'll be talking about the story. Now, I don't want to spoil a lot about it, but this film I could just talk about, so if I do go on to a ramble, I may just spoil it for you guys, so warning. Now, Coco centres around Miguel, who is our protagonist. Now, Miguel's family has a ban on music, and this goes back far into his great-great-grandmother's backstory, which is told beautifully at the start of the film. I just loved how they told that story. Oh, it's such an artistic, beautiful way. But so he has a ban on music, and what does he want to be but a musician? Now, he is in awe of Ernesto de la Cruz. I can't say his name very well, I am so sorry. But of him and his music. Now, he's a dead relative. Well, he thinks he's a dead relative. He thinks he is his great-great-great-great-grandfather who left his great-great-grandmother to become a musician. Now, he goes and steals his guitar because his grandmother gone and stole his guitar, which he was going to play in the plaza. Now, with this, because you stole from the dead, you get transferred into the living of the dead. I don't know if it's called that in the real thing, I am so sorry. But yeah, so he's transported into there, he meets his relatives who he needs a blessing of. Now, the grandmother gives him a blessing with the condition that he can't play music. He's not allowed to touch music, he's not allowed to hear music, he's not allowed to sing it, hear it, whatever. He's not allowed to. So he goes, yeah, I'll take it, grabs a guitar, and he's transferred right back into it, which is quite a funny scene, and I did quite laugh at him because I was like, well, you should have second guessed it. But anyway, so he goes and tries to find people, and he runs into Hector, this poor man who's been forgotten. Now, the forgotten bit just made me cry. This is the bit that got me. But going into the actual story, he thinks Ernesto de la Cruz is his great-great-grandfather. So he goes and tries to find him in the living dead, the land of the living, land of the dead, there we go, I think it's something like that. So he goes and tries to find him there, but sadly he is not his grandfather, so he has no other way. And then he finds out that actually Hector, the lovable man, is his great-great-grandfather. So he goes, I will try and get someone to remember you. And Coco, who is the name of this film, but also is a character in this film, is this poor woman who's old, and she's in this sort of wheelchair. When he gets the blessing to go back over there, he starts singing this song. Now, this is the part that I just completely lost it. I was crying up to this bit, but then this bit just hard-hitted me. There's this song that Hector used to play and sing to his daughter Coco, and Miguel sings it to her. She starts to sing it, and she remembers Hector, and then Hector survives, and I'm literally crying like a baby, basically. I'm in the cinema, and there's this like kid behind me who goes to her mum, I don't want him to die, mum, and she's crying, and I'm like, I felt exactly the same way. My heart is breaking at this point. But that shows how good this film is. Now, I didn't touch on loads of different parts in this, but honestly, go and watch it. It's such an amazing film that I just, and the songs in this, it's not even like a musical, I don't think it's classed under. But even with that, the songs are amazing. There's not songs after songs after songs like in Frozen. there is many like guitar bit, and you have like Remember Me, that song, which is just like heartbreaking. But there's so much more that I could say about this film, but I'm not, because you know what? I just want you guys to go and watch it. And that's my review of Coco, and I am crazy for it. I loved this film, and I hope that you guys go and watch it. And if you already have watched it, tell me what you feel. Like, well, I just said that bit, but like, you know, tell me what you thought about this film on any of my social media that will be linked down below, or in the comments down below as well, because I just want to talk about this film all day, because I just love this film. It's such an amazing, it's just a Disney film, isn't it? It's the Disney model, but you know, it made me cry. I have feelings. I'm not a cold-hearted person that I thought I was. But I want to leave you there. I'm sorry this video seemed a bit weird and I rambled probably a little bit more, but hey, I love this film, so I'm just going to talk about it quite a lot and say that I love it a lot and say that I love it a lot, and I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. But guys, I hope to see you soon for another video. I'm filming like 3 today, so I'll be wearing the same shirt in all of them, so sorry about that, but at least you know. But anyway, so I will see you in more videos, and bye bye!